All right, so for today's explainer, we're diving into something, well, a little different. We're looking at a source that kind of breaks the whole idea of what a source is supposed to be. It forces us to ask where meaning even comes from. We're talking about the Void manuscript.
So let me just start by posing a question. What if the most powerful, most profound message you could ever get was actually no message at all? Just let that sink in for a second.
Okay, so with that question hanging in the air, let's jump right in. We're starting with the source itself, and our investigation isn't about what's there, it's about what's not.
Now, the source material we're looking at is called the Void manuscript. It sounds pretty epic, right? You hear that and you picture some ancient, mysterious book, just full of secrets and deep wisdom. You're expecting pages and pages of text.
But when you actually open it up, this is what you get. Seriously, just take a look. This blank slide, it's not a mistake, it's not a glitch in the video. This is it. This is the entire manuscript.
I know what you're thinking, because I thought it too. Is this a joke? Some kind of weird art house prank? But what if? What if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if the emptiness isn't a bug, but a feature? What if the emptiness is the entire point?
Okay, so if the content is, well, nothing, then the only clue we have is in the name itself. So for this next part, we're going to try to decode the title. We're looking for clues hidden right there in that contradiction.
And the title really is a paradox when you think about it. I mean, on the one hand, you have the word void. That's all about absence, emptiness, potential, a big question mark. And on the other hand, you have manuscript, which is all about presence, information, giving a concrete answer. These two ideas are fighting each other.
Let's break that down. When we say void, we don't just mean nothing. It's more like a space of pure, unformed potential. You know, it's that blank canvas before the artist starts painting. It's the moment of silence right before the music begins. It's a space where literally anything could happen.
And then you have manuscript, which, by its very nature, is the complete opposite. A manuscript is a container for specific information. Its whole job is to take all that potential and narrow it down to one single intended message. It's the finished song. It's the completed painting. So how on earth do you resolve that? This massive conflict between pure potential and finished information. Well, that brings us right to the heart of this whole thing, the power of absence. We're about to figure out how nothing becomes something.
To really get the Void manuscript, you have to do a bit of a mental backflip. You have to embrace this one core idea. The absence of content is the content. The emptiness isn't a lack of a message. The emptiness is the message. But how does that even work? How can nothing communicate? Well, it's actually a pretty simple three-step process. First, that total emptiness shatters our expectations. We came looking for words, and we got silence. Second, that surprise immediately creates a question in our own minds. Wait, why? And third, and this is the magic part, to answer that why, our own brains have to jump in. The void invites us to interpret it.
And look, this isn't some weird, abstract idea. We find meaning in emptiness all the time. Think about music. That tiny pause a musician takes right before the beat drops, that's what creates the rhythm. Or think about art. The empty space around a statue is what gives it its shape. Or, that heavy, loaded silence in a serious conversation. That silence can say way more than words ever could. We're actually experts at this.
Okay, let's pull all these threads together and bring this thing home. This is our final section, where we get to the manuscript's true purpose, its final revelation.
So here it is. Here's the big takeaway. The Void manuscript was never supposed to give you an answer. That's the trap. Its real purpose isn't to give you information. It's to give you a space, a mental canvas, a place for you to think.
Which of course brings us all the way back to the single most important question. After all this, after decoding the title and digging into the power of absence, what is actually written in the Void manuscript?
The answer is you. You are. Your thoughts, your confusion, your frustration, your search for meaning, that's the text.
Think about it for a second. The manuscript is basically a perfect mirror. It's a totally blank, neutral surface. So when you look into it, what do you see? You see your own thoughts reflected back at you. It projects the questions you are already asking. It reveals your own assumptions about what a source is supposed to be. In the end, it just becomes a container for whatever you pour into it. And so, we're going to leave you with that.
The void manuscript isn't a passive thing you just read. It's an active space waiting to be filled. Its meaning isn't something you find, it's something you create. And so the only question left isn't for us to answer, it's for you. What will you write in the space it provides?